Welcome to the Red Carpet Movie Review.
Today we're going to review Solo, a Star Wars story.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from Hollywood, California, welcome to the Red Carpet Review, starring the Showstopper, Shawn Valentino, also starring Rich Twilling. Today we review Solo, a Star Wars story, live from the red carpet.
Hey everybody, this is Shawn Valentino, your host on the Red Carpet Movie Review. Today we're going to review Solo, a Star Wars story. Now Solo, a Star Wars story is directed by Ron Howard, stars Alden Ehrenreich in the title role of Han Solo. And I want to start off by saying that I was not that excited about this movie because I didn't think the trailers did a very good job of marketing this film. But I gotta say that this was a spectacular film. This is one of the best Star Wars movies ever made, and I was pleasantly surprised by how great this movie actually was. And we're in the middle of a lot of comic book movies coming out this year, and in a way this film is structured like a comic book movie because it is the origin story of Han Solo, and it really sets up this character in his future incarnations in other Star Wars movies. Now this movie does a brilliant job of answering a lot of questions of Han Solo's origins, including ones we didn't even know he had, like how he got the Han Solo name, as well as how he obtained the Millennium Falcon, the backstory of his shaky friendship with Lando Calrissian, how he met Chewbacca. A lot of these questions are answered in this movie, and it's done in a really spectacular, entertaining fashion. And the storyline of this film is almost structured like an old western, and this whole movie, it has that western feel to it. And of course Han Solo is like one of those last cowboy type figures, so it's only fitting, and really every character in this movie is some type of roguish scoundrel. And that's one of the reasons I really like this film a lot, is that all of the characters are kind of rooted in shades of gray, but at the same time the delineation of good and evil is clearly drawn, and you can really see what makes a character a hero and what makes a character a villain. And you really see the roots of Han Solo's heroic nature, and I thought that's what it did a really great job in. The story of this film, again, is structured like an old western in that Solo and a team of mercenaries have to steal this fuel to pay back an old gangster's debt. And just like any great western, this adventure is showcased in a series of riveting action sequences, and I thought some of these set pieces in this film were just absolutely beautifully illustrated, including the famous Kessel run that obviously Han references in future Star Wars films. But I think the action and the plot were secondary to the fact that this is a psychological study of Han Solo and really the nature of good and evil, because again every character is kind of in that shades of gray area, and you really see some fascinating dynamics, including the relationship between Han Solo and a character by the name of Beckett, played by Woody Harrelson, who is just terrific here as this shadowy, murky figure with a mysterious past. I think he did a great job here, and I really enjoyed the relationship between those two, and I also really liked the relationship between Solo and the character of Kira, played by Emilia Clarke, who was also really brilliant here as well. And I thought she did a good job of playing this strong female figure. And in that sense, I thought this film was much better than The Last Jedi, which tried way too hard to be politically correct. And it shoehorned a lot of strong female characters that just at the end of the day were just useless throwaway characters that didn't even belong in the film. I'm talking about characters like Rose and Holdo, and they really anchored that film a lot. And what I liked about this movie was it was almost in response to The Last Jedi, in that this was really an unabashed guy's movie. Again, this was like an old western film, but it also had a mix of neo-noir aspects to it, in that you have those characters that kind of have that dark past, and no character has that more than Han Solo. And again, you can really see why Solo acts the way he does in future films, why he's this loner rebel character in the Star Wars saga, as well as why he doesn't trust anyone and he's in it for himself. But is he? And those are the questions that this film answers really well, and I think you guys are all going to really enjoy the answers to these questions. And I thought the running theme of betrayal that took place throughout this picture not only fit this film, it also set up these characters and foreshadowed their fate in future Star Wars films. And after seeing those horrible prequels that George Lucas created in the 90s and early 2000s, I thought this movie was really a breath of fresh air, and this was a prequel done right, and this was an origin story done really well. The exact opposite of the origin story of Anakin Skywalker in those prequel films. And I thought what made this movie work really well was just a brilliant lead performance by Alden Ehrenreich, who had all the odds stacked against him because all of us are used to Harrison Ford in this iconic role. So just to see anybody else playing Han Solo is really unusual, but to his credit, I wasn't questioning him for a second. I thought he did a brilliant job in this movie, and it's because of him that this film really works. Donald Glover as Lando was fun, but I don't think he worked as well because it seemed like he was doing an imitation of Lando and Billy D. Williams more than giving an actual performance. But I thought what Ehrenreich did a great job with is he didn't try to imitate Harrison Ford. He created his own take on the character while still keeping the spirit of Han Solo. And I think the movie did a great job of tying the origins of this Han Solo character to the other incarnations in the Star Wars saga. And I thought this was just a spectacular film. I highly recommend it for Star Wars fans as well as movie fans in general because, again, this is not just a great Star Wars movie. This is a great Western film. It's a great noir movie, and it's just a great action, adventure, sci-fi classic. And we here at the Red Carpet Review like to rate our movies on a 5-star scale. And I'm going to give Solo, a Star Wars story, 4.5 stars on the 5-star scale. Thank you so much for watching this Red Carpet review of Solo, a Star Wars story. And we have one of our beautiful Star Wars experts here. What did you think about this review?
Exactly.
Thank you so much for that expert opinion. May the Force be with you.
Thank you for watching the Red Carpet Review. Proceed to click that like button and press subscribe for weekly movie reviews past and present. We'll see you soon on the red carpet.